I'm kind of curious, like, your transition from being like a normal dude to suddenly being extremely successful and your name out there in the world in the music industry. Like, what was that transition? And what was there a song that did it?
Like, there was definitely a huge transition when I like went to New York and like got signed. It was like, whoa, it's like I was 18 and it's like you're like fresh out of high school, and like in where I grew up, it's like people didn't look the way they look like in New York. And like I was like, I had never like seen that type of stuff. Like they're like, yeah, we're going to this like a club appearance tonight. And I was like, what's that? And they're like, you go in and like you drink for free and you hang out for free and then they give you money. And I was like, wait, what? Like, and I'm like 18 years old. I'm like, great. Like everything was just like so happening so quickly. The first things that happened were Katy Perry, like the first stuff.
That was your first stuff.
It was either Katy Perry, 303, or Britney Spears Circus. Like it was one of those, and they were like, that was in like 2008 or 7, something like. I think it was 2008. And
how did you get the opportunity at that point to work on their songs?
So at this point, I had been like making like weird music. And
weird what way?
Like just like left of center. Like I was making not pop music.
Yeah.
And we were
with vocals?
Yeah. With the spank rock, and like I was producing other people's stuff, and I was starting to make like a small name for myself.
Okay.
And for some reason, like it's like every other industry, like when one person says something's like says someone's good, like I'm sure it's like that in the modeling world where it's like if someone's like, oh, this is the next girl, then everyone's like, oh, okay, we have to.
Well, also too, it's like different in the creative world. Like if someone is good creatively, everyone's like, let's try it. Like Kanye, like he'll always go for people that could have an idea. Like, let's try it. What's your idea?
Yeah.
He gives it a chance.
Yeah. It was like that. And I got like all these opportunities. People were like, we want to give you a publishing deal. And I was like, what's a publishing deal? Like I knew nothing. I didn't even have like a lawyer or anything. Like,
how old were you at this point?
18.
Okay.
And I remember like I was like about to sign a deal, and then this lady named Marav like hit me up, and she was like, hey, there's this guy who I really want to introduce you to. And she was like, his name's Dr. Luke. And I was like, okay. And like I had no idea who he was or anything, and I'm like, great. And then like I went to like meet him, and like we had like a terrible meeting. Like it like wasn't a good meeting. He was like, play me some of your stuff, and I like played him, and I only had like 4 beats because I had been like working on like stuff for so long, and I was like so slow and like not good. And I played it, and he was like, okay. And then I was like, do you want it? And he was like, no, I'm okay. And then I was like, oh,
I'll go fuck myself.
All right. So I like left, and then like I happened to go back to Virginia that weekend, and he like called me. He was like, do you want to make music today? And I was like, what? I was like, I thought you hated my music. And he was like, no, I already just thought it was good and just like wanted to try to work with you. And I was like, okay. So like I started working with him and this guy, Max Martin. They're like the Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. They're like the biggest producers and songwriters.